thought a kid out of Briarwoods would be one of the best players of all time. Here's the story of Trace McSorley.
Next up, Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley was born on August 23rd in 1995 in Ashburn, Virginia, and seemed to be destined for football since he was a kid. And because of that, once he got to the stage, he went off.
Just a kid from Briarwoods, I'm wearing number 9.
Trace started on varsity freshman year of high school and played like a senior in his very first year. He ended up leading his team to a 13-2 record and a state championship. Doing this as a freshman is absolutely insane. Trace won the state championship yet again in his sophomore year, but somehow he outdid himself his junior year as he led his team to an undefeated 15-0 record and a third state title. Trace was on the first team All-State in Virginia and won plenty of other awards as he dominated high school football. Even with all this success, Trace was only a 3-star, likely because he was only 6 foot tall, but somehow he ran a 4.53 40-yard dash.
Trace McSorley, they call me Trace McSorley.
Penn State noticed his talent and recruited him, and Trace even got to play his redshirt freshman season when the starter Christian Hackenberg got injured during the 2016 Tax Slayer Bowl against Georgia. In this game, Penn State was down 24-3. Trace nearly led a comeback, but was just short as he led the team to a 24-17 loss, with around 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Rolling out, chased by Worley, and diving for the pylon, touchdown!
Going into the following season, with Christian Hackenberg leaving for the NFL, McSorley and freshman Tommy Stevens competed for the starting job, and on McSorley's birthday on August 23, 2016, Trace was named the starter. It seemed like it was meant to be for Trace. Trace led the team to a 13-3 record. Along with that, he threw for 3,600 yards and 29 touchdowns with only 8 interceptions. Trace ran the ball with over 350 yards and 7 touchdowns. As you can see, Trace had an amazing year, and because of that, Trace was even within the Heisman talk and was on multiple Heisman ballots. That year, Penn State only lost to Michigan, Pitt, and USC in the Rose Bowl. Going into 2017, Trace was motivated to play even better and maybe even have a shot at a Heisman and a national championship. Trace led the team to an amazing 7-0 start, and the team was ranked number 2 in the nation. Everything was going great until they played against the number 6 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes, who ended up coming back and put up 19 points in the fourth quarter and won the game 39-38. The following week, even with Trace throwing for over 380 yards and 3 touchdowns, Michigan State won on a game-winning field goal 27-24. The team went undefeated the rest of the year and ended up facing Washington in the Fiesta Bowl. Although Trace threw some early picks in that game, he bounced back and threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and ended up getting a victory. There was speculation as to whether Trace would declare for the draft, and Trace made it very clear that he was coming back. Was this really a good decision? I don't know, but he ended up coming back anyways. Penn State started off 4-0 in Trace's 4th season, but yet again lost to Ohio State by 1 point, 27-26. Yet again, they lost to Michigan State right after and were looking to finish off the season well, and they did, except for a loss to Michigan. Nevertheless, Penn State qualified for the Citrus Bowl against Kentucky and ended up losing 27-24. This loss was a tough pill to swallow for Trace, but Trace had already put up a great season with 2,500 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 7 picks. He also ran the ball for nearly 800 yards and 12 touchdowns. Although Trace didn't have the most amazing senior year, he went into the draft and had a quarterback best 4.57 40-yard dash. Some teams wanted him to perform defensive back workouts and he declined. Trace was drafted 197th overall in the 6th round to the Baltimore Ravens and made his debut in Week 17 of that 2019 season. Although Trace has not been given his chance yet, just wait for Trace McSorley to take over the NFL.
I'm like I ain't even trying. Just a kid from Briarwoods, I'm wearing number 9.
Thanks for watching this video, subscribe and like for more videos like this, and I'll see you next week. Peace out.
I'm about to show Jomo why you should not leave me behind.